We were asked to stay here and maybe answer questions that you guys had for me or for the musicians here. So, shoot. Any questions?
I have a question.
Right. Who's?
Oh, I got a mic here.
Yes.
Everybody wants to hear you.
Great. Hi, my name is Paulina. Thank you for the amazing show tonight. I read somewhere that it took a very long time for you to come up with this project and build it. So could you tell us more how long it took?
Well, I got the grant to do it in 2013, and then it took probably 2012, and you know, all the scientific protocols to learn how to culture the cells and to reprogram them and differentiate into neurons and get the kind of signals from them took another 2 years. And then in 2014 I joined Darren, Andrew, Nathan, and we actually built it. So it took probably 3 or 3.5 years, 4 years in the making.
Full time?
I wish. No.
No?
I need to work as well.
Okay, thank you.
Hi. I wanted to ask you, what is the path that data goes through the machine? Like, it has an input and then an output, and how does that work?
Well, it's kind of simple because, as I said, the neurons, when they form the electric neural network, they start producing electric signals. These are picked up by the electrodes that they grow on. And later on, you can come here and see the dish is sitting in a preamp that kind of takes the signals from those 60 electrodes to this neural interface. When you look at it close, you'll see that this interface is divided into 60 squares. Each one of them has an out. And it goes to the synthesizers, of course. And we have 16 ins to stimulate the neurons.
Thank you.
Hi, have you tried feeding the audio of the synthesizer back to the cells?
Yeah, I mean, when we show this work a few times in museums, like Mona and you know, also Electronica, we did it in the festival. And during the day, you know, in the evenings we had performances, but during the days, the CellF was playing solo. You know, it was playing by itself. And when that happens, we took the signals from the synthesizer and put it back.
Hi, hello. I would like to ask the musicians how it was like to interact with CellF.
My point of view, I didn't know what to expect when coming to play with the CellF. So I didn't know how to rehearse it. So it, well, while playing here, I just tried to listen what the instrumentalist here offered and tried some way to interact.
Okay, so if CellF was a human musician, how would you describe it?
Well, it was quite active. Wanted to have a lot of space.
Thank you.
Would you hire into your ensemble? You're fired.
Hi, I wanted to ask you, did you train the, what it was, his or her name, CellF with some data sets before the gig?
I wish we could. I wish we had time. I wish we could get the Fume ensemble to sit and play with and stimulate it over 2 weeks or 3 weeks, over and over and over, and then have the performance. I think it would be really interesting. Even better, get them to perform for 72 hours straight, and kind of, or even more, if it's a challenge, to just kind of see how the activity changes over time. Unfortunately, we don't have this time. You know, I mean, I live in Australia.
Yeah.
And we kind of shipped the cells, and in 10 days we converted those neural stem cells to neurons. You know, asking the cells in 10 days to not only become neurons, but to become neurons that can play is quite a lot. So we did it, unfortunately.
And a second question, did you musicians notice any patterns that triggers any behavior in the self?
Well, this is kind of the $1 million question. I don't think that in 30 minutes or 45 minutes performance you can actually get it. You know, neurons respond in 2 ways. First of all, it's responsive. You send stimulations and they respond to it. So I'm sure that you maybe kind of felt that, or kind of some musicians do. But the idea of changing the plasticity of the neurons to get them to reorganize themselves and control better, or learn maybe, or react, or show maybe some sort of emergence that cannot happen in such a short time. So I think that we had nice observations over the shows, and on my website some of those shows are on the website. You can just listen to it and tell us what you think.
Okay, thank you.
Very short. Just about the ethical point of view of this, how do you think that the neurons develop? Do they develop a consciousness, in your opinion?
And you said that it's a short question. We can stay all night and talk about it. The short answer is I don't think that those neurons are conscious. I know that they're not conscious, and I know that they're not intelligent. I think that they're too simple to show signs of intelligence or consciousness. I think one of what we're doing here, one of the underlying ideas behind this work, and I gave a talk last week in the Bioart Society, and I explained it more thoroughly, is the idea of problematizing the technologies, taking those biological technologies that are shaping our future or kind of changing our bodies right now, and to kind of problematize them and try to poke and to probe and to try and see where they're taking us. Now this technology, the multi-electrode array, in conjunctions with neuroscience, it's quite scary, because it suggests that maybe in the future there's a potential. I mean, CellF suggests that in the future there's a potential that we'll be able to grow, to create, to bioengineer intelligent beings. And that's a very scary prospect. I mean, we can't really handle it ourselves. I mean, just read the newspaper. So, we're bringing those suggestions to the public, and we're asking people to think about it and to generate some sort of a dialogue and to assess those technologies to maybe prepare, or maybe to kind of, I don't know, oppose, or maybe, I don't know, to deal with those ethical questions.
Thank you very much.
Hi, I have a technical question. What do you use to differentiate the stem cell into neurons? Because if you use different inputs, let's say, you can obtain different part of the brain. So are these the basic neurons?
Are you a scientist or?
Yes.
I can give you the protocol.
No, I'm just curious. Like, do you just use retinoic acid or something more?
No, I don't use retinoic acid. I did a little bit of experiments with retinoic acid. And, it didn't really work well with my neurons. I don't know what yours. But I use a protocol that has B27 and 2 glutamine CAMP.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you have cortical neurons. That's nice.
Yeah, I mean,
And
you're invited to come and work with us in the lab.
that will be very
You can just help us. You know, I think that the biggest problem that I did is that, as you, I don't know your name, suggested I used kind of a protocol to produce mixed population of neurons, really. And then after I kind of finished the research,